Blog Talk Radio.
It appears as though something has happened in the motorcade route. Something, I repeat, has happened in the motorcade route.
Who controls the past, controls the future. Who controls the present, controls the past.
The death of bin Laden marks the most significant achievement to date in our nation's effort to defeat Al-Qaeda.
All you got to do is start looking around, start thinking for yourself, start investigating things, and you will see it all right there. So you have the power. Humanity has the power. We have the power. Do you want to fight?
Did you know that the former Minnesota Governor Jesse Ventura is suing the Department of Homeland Security. He's suing the Department of Homeland Security, alleging that body scans and pat-downs, quote, exposed him to humiliation and degradation through unwanted touching, gripping, rubbing of an intimate area.
Hello?
Yeah, I'm sorry, I know I called before, but I'm just wondering, what is the government doing with their own investigation into their own crimes of letting the underwear bomber on the plane?
The U.S. government escorted him through security without a passport, and we believe gave him an intentionally defective bomb.
It's a startling allegation from two local attorneys who were on board the 2009 Christmas Day flight to Detroit when Umar Farouk Abdul-Muttalib tried to blow up a bomb hidden in his underwear. Kurt and Lori Haskell think the U.S. government was behind the whole thing.
It was intentional that it went this far to further the war on terror, to get body scanners in the airports, to increase the TSA's budget, to renew the Patriot Act, and whatever other reasons you want to list.
And
we don't talk about our investigations.
Sorry?
We don't talk about our investigations. They're pending.
What do you think about all the telescreens going up in Walmarts? It's kind of weird, don't you think? Promoting terrorism and paranoia amongst everyone? Making everyone fear each other and be afraid of, what's going on?
I don't know what you're talking about in Walmart.
Janet Napolitano announced that, she will be setting up telescreens in Walmarts with the See Something, Say Something campaign, making everyone afraid of each other, saying, promoting terrorism, basically. There are telescreens going up in Walmarts all over the country in 9,000 locations. This is very Big Brother-ish, don't you think?
That's up to the government.
Of course, but come on. What's going on? They'll just do whatever they want. There's no freedom anymore. This is outrageous. This is beyond 1984. It's extremely suspicious, and I'm here to report that. So,
okay.
Nothing, nothing that can come from this conversation, I guess, of course, right?
Probably not. I'll write it down.
All right, everybody. Joseph Gibson podcasting here live, understanding the times in which we live today. Okay. I tried to wake a few of you up there tonight. I know it's late night, but hey, this is what happens. The Lord comes and like a thief in the night. All right, well, we got some new intel here from my friends here from the Republic. I've got several of them listening in tonight. A couple of them may speak. They may not. I don't know. They have other channels that they have to attend to, but they did send me the link, and I do have permission to play it. And some of you may have already received the link, and we'll comment on that. I'm going to go to a couple other sites here. I've got a friend of mine also on the line here, Dr. Peter Ventura. He's told me to check out a link also where we can get some intel. I'll probably do that live on the show. I'll scan it and probably play some stuff for you. I'm sure he's probably checking too right now. But I want to play this for you, live intel. The battle for the Republic. Excuse me. I'm sorry. It's late, live internet radio. But we told you on this podcast about 10 days ago, within the next 2 weeks, we had the chaplain from the Republic come on to this podcast with a couple others from the Republic, and then we had Pastor Richard Godinez on. He was on here too. We had a couple other individuals on here that were here, and we had a good lengthy conversation. They said 2 weeks. Okay, well, if I'm lying, well, we just got a major announcement. It's going all over the web right now, and battle for the Republic. You take what you want. Patriots out there who know what's going on, who have inside information, understand and know exactly what this would mean and what's going to be happening. So if you haven't taken precautions or preparations, and to my other friend there that came on the show after that was on, that gave a very inspirational speech, because people are fed up and they're tired and they're waiting for an answer. They want answers. They want this done. What's going on? So the criminals in D.C., they already got word. They're trying to flee as we speak, and they are not able to, or they're probably trying to call our bluff. But I'm telling you right now, the military is, and I'm going to read you something from the military also. I just got in here, so I'll be able to read that to you also. So that's good stuff right there. But I'm going to play this real quick here for you the best I can. I'm going to load it up and see what I can get here. So just bear with me. This is live, so I don't have it downloaded, so I'm going to play it live off the link that I got. And this is our intel report here, so we'll see what we can do. Hang on, get rid of this ad here, and then we'll patch this through. Okay.
Patriot Street Fighters, here we are, round 2 tonight. It is now officially about 10:15 p.m. Central Time. It's 11:15 a.m. Eastern Time. Sorry that we decided to bring you back tonight. We had some breaking information that came out. I think it merits everybody getting this information out tonight ASAP. I just got off the phone about half an hour ago with Mike Adams. Again, most of you know who Mike is, but what I can tell you is that what Lynn Wood says is true is now true, which is once again validates the information I've been giving you, and the very reason why Lynn sent out that video from my November 12th broadcast to help people understand exactly what is going on in this military operation to bring down the cabal powers. So those validations continue to come in. Most important, what I got tonight is this, and that I need everybody to listen very carefully, because I know there's a lot of patriots on here, that you're loaded for bear. You think you're going to have to defend your position here in this country. You're going to need to get involved in what we know is coming. And I'm here to tell you the information that I got tonight. It is absolutely critical that all patriots stand down. This is not some type of, I don't want any bullshit shills coming in here and saying, oh, that's a strategy, that's a tactic. The most important thing we need to know right now, listen, this is coming from Mike Adams. Mike Adams has come to the conclusion that everything that I have been sharing with him is spot on, and he now has come to realize, has got some information that validates that Lynn Wood's information is true. The information I've been putting out here is true. These guys, our military, our soldiers, the patriots, are in full control, and they are ready to deliver the justice that this country needs. So what they absolutely do not need is they don't need any patriots showing up. They don't need patriots getting involved in any operations, any of the cities where they are marshaling their forces and their equipment to handle not just the threats, but to take out this power structure on every level, anywhere they're going to operate. If you see military conducting actions, don't think you need to get involved on any level, because if you do, you want to step out into the street or anywhere and kick some ass and help out, you may just suffer the same consequences that the insurrectionists are going to suffer, because they are going to deliver the pain. Any of these people step up, and I'm talking about the milquetoast, soy boy, pussy, BLM knuckleheads that are being used like cannon fodder and sheep that want to get out there, they're going to get mowed down. Any of these high-level ISIS-trained Antifa fighters, you can just basically understand anybody that steps in their way, they're going to be treated as such. If there's some innocent dipshit, well, none of those dipshits are innocent. They're going to have to take on the responsibility for their decisions. If they get in the way of what these guys are going to be doing, they will not survive it. So I'm giving you this fair warning of the Patriots, the most important thing you can do. And I know you folks send me messages all the time and you're ready to go. All I can tell you is this information I got tonight is what I've been saying. We need to stand down. We need to let the professionals who are trained specifically for this mission, they're not just sending our soldiers out there, the 25,000 that are in D.C. and all the others that are in cities around the country, they're not being sent in to say, okay, here's what I want you to do now. This is mission specific. All their operations are finely tuned and dialed in for everything that they need to do. They just need everybody to sit down, stay out of the way. If you were told to stay in your homes, if there is any type of local martial law, I have no idea what that looks like, if that's what it's going to be. But all I can say is follow instructions, stay inside, don't venture out, because you could also become a target for the bad guys who want to inflict damage. If they know they're backed into a corner and they're going to go down, they're going to look for any innocent target that they can possibly take out if they have nothing to lose. And when they get cornered, believe me, they're going to be in a position where they're going to have nothing to lose. So I implore you. Scientists discover.
All right. I'll be right back in 1 second here. Get off of there. Got to get rid of this spam nonsense.
Everyone in any area where they're going to be operated, stay out of the way. Stay safe. Stay inside. Remove yourself from any potential situations that could be dangerous for you or your family. If you know of anything that begins to emerge, it looks like a lockdown in your area, reach out to your family, get them safe inside, get them home. I'm not telling you these things here because I was told to share these with you. I'm just telling you what I believe you need to do. What I can tell you that I now know, and this is from Mike Adams, that what Lynn Wood says is coming and what Lynn Wood has said is going to happen. What I said in that video that Lynn put on his Parler, and it rocketed to 4 million views, and I know folks are going to ask me, where can I see that video? I will plant it inside the description of this video as soon as we're done here. I'll plant it in there. I've got it on, I think Brighteon's messed up on, but I have it in BitChute. I'll stick it down there so you can watch it. But this is real. These guys are prepared. They need zero interference from the Patriots. Listen, if anybody was needed, anybody in the Patriot civilian force was needed, believe me, they would let us know. But the only thing we can do by getting involved on any level is screw up their operations, and we cannot do that because they're prepared for what they need to do with the least amount of casualties, except on the enemy. So just please, Patriots out there, stand down. What I'm going to encourage you folks to do is take this video, if you'd like. You can possibly take the one I'm going to plant in here when we're done, the one that Lynn dropped on Parler. Send it out too, but this needs to go out first. Every Patriot you know, anyone you know, get this recording out, send it to all of your friends so they just look at it. They may not know what the hell this is about. Tell them send this to everybody you know because it'll reach Patriots. Stand down. Let the military do what they're going to do, what they're prepared to do. Everything you're seeing in D.C., which is a massive military mobilization, is not for an inauguration. It is not to fake somebody out. They are there to decapitate the cabal powers in Washington, D.C., and that means everybody. That's why they've dragnetted the entire place, razor-wired the place in, the whole place in. They're not going to let anybody escape. So, that being said, please get this information out. Make sure everybody you know gets a copy so they can spread this around. We need to make sure the Patriots in the nation stand down and let the military, let the professionals, the trained people do what they are ready to do. No timeline yet. I don't know if we get a broadcast tomorrow from us or from the EBS, from the president. But what I was told also earlier that, again, by Mike, was that the military, or Trump, has two options with which to take out this cabal now.
You want to know a little?
Okay, all right, everybody. All right, here, we'll finish this in a second. Understanding the times in which we live today, I do have some people from the Republic on here. Let me shut this down here. That's right there. Hang on. Okay. All right. First of all, while it may be technically possible, it is highly at this time likely, as to say politically it would be impossible. First, the U.S. military has an oath to the U.S. Constitution. Okay, not to any individual or group of politicians or officers. So anything these politicians may be saying or whatnot, this Joe Biden wanting to start a war with Russia, that a friend of mine told me that on the phone here tonight, actually, and I was like, why is he saying that? And bam, right immediately I start getting stuff in the over the phone here from people of the Republic telling me, go ahead, put this up. This is we talked about this on my podcast about a week and a half ago, where we asked, hey, what's going to be happening here? Can you give us some sort of timeline when this is going to start moving forward, when we're going to start seeing something? They said within the next 2 weeks. Go back and listen to my podcast. That's what was said. We discussed it. They couldn't give out exact details, and nobody would. You'd be an idiot to give out exact details about anything. If you've been awake and you know what's going on, then you should understand what's happening. And this little bit of piece of information, now you know that it's going to start moving forward. So, again, we agreed to obey all their orders, but the orders must be constitutional, okay? Second, you have to get the vast majority of the enlisted men and women and officers to support each and such a move. A handful of generals are already on board, and the American soldiers there will follow suit and obey the Constitution and not follow any unlawful orders. When the American public, basically rose to the opposition cause, and I guess you could say this coup that they like to call there on January 6th, that was the first signal here that we know the election was a fraud. We know Trump was, that the media was going to continually be biased and continue their fake president to take office, and that is Joe Biden. He's not your president. He's not the president of our republic. Okay, he's the de facto president of their fake corporation, which is a total fraud from the get-go ever since the Reconstruction Acts. All right. So anyway, the best defense against any such attempt. They would simply refuse to follow any unconstitutional orders, which obviously that's what I was just talking about with Joe Biden talking about. We're going to go to war with Russia, basically. That's what just flipping out, trying to create chaos to usher in their new world order. And they have to get the United States into some sort of major global conflict right now. They have to. They're staging. I'm surprised that they haven't had this already lined up, or they were caught by surprise by this. I don't think so. They have something up their sleeve. That's why Joe Biden made that statement tonight, okay? And I'll bring Peter on here in a second. He can go maybe talk about that, because I didn't see it, but and I don't have anyone else to confirm that right now. But this is from the military, and the conscience that individual of our soldiers best defense against them. Let's see, hang on here. I'm trying to get to this stuff here. I am a U.S. Army retired. Okay, stuff I can't read right here. Okay, the Constitution of the People. All right, so this is legitimate here, and if some president were to declare himself a king or to be president like Joe Biden has, then therefore we would have to step in. The military would have to intervene. However, it must be done so in relative terms and causes where that the cabal must be exposed, and then I already have these indictments all ready to go. We've been hearing about that, and nothing's ever happened with them. So maybe that's what he's talking about here. So it's about 28 pages here, so I'm not going to read it all to you. I'm just trying to read some. U.S. Title 18 is mentioned in here. I'm sure you guys know what that means. We'll go into that a little bit if you want to. Let's see, read some more down here. United States military forces. All right. Why do people have the right to overthrow? Why is there some questions here that are answered by some of their senior members also in here? So I'm not going to get into that because I got to make sure this is legitimate too. I mean, this is just the first email I got. So, but that's from some of my friends in the Republic. So let me bring on Peter here. Peter, where you told me about Biden making such a statement. Peter, you with me?
I'm with you.
All right. What did you say Joe Biden did tonight?
Fox News reporting that Joe Biden said that Vladimir Putin is a killer, that he interfered with the 2020 election, and the people asked him, what's the consequences be? And he said he's going to find out soon.
Well, so go to war with Russia? Is that what he's trying to say?
Yeah.
For what? For what? Declare war? Joe Biden can't declare war with anybody. That's what they're going to do. They're going to usher us into a World War III scenario, so that we cannot restore this republic. And that's what
well, that would take care of the military resources. That would draw our military resources to the battle.
Exactly. That's it. You're exactly right. I mean, that would make sense why they would be doing this. What was that link that you told me to go to and check out while I'm on here? Because this isn't going to be too long of a podcast. We'll just have a little discussion here.
Hey, I don't know. I couldn't find it myself, to be honest with you.
Okay.
I'll have to research. And then again, I'm not even sure I'm supposed to say what that link is.
Yeah, anybody want to speak here who's on the queue or the call here tonight? I've got a couple of you on here. I see a couple here from Connecticut.
Is Brother Jay on there from Florida?
Press the number 1, please, if anybody wants to talk here real quick. And, we'll keep it clean and keep it short and just give your opinion about what you think is going on or what your opinion is on what's based. I mean, we talked about this around Christmas time, what was going on, and look what happened. January 6th happened, remember? Right after that, we had a big conversation. Remember, we had that round table discussion right before Christmas, and we were like, yeah, this is going to happen, and look, January 6th happened, and we were talking about that tonight on another podcast show, and, that was supposed to be where they were going to take back control, but they did it in a way where maybe they stood, everyone doesn't know the details, but because they had a lot of provocateurs there, Antifa there and whatnot, and they stood back, and everyone said, well, why'd they let that happen? They said to expose the enemy. Now they all came out, they're just really going full-fledged, full steam ahead with look at the border situation. That is insane. I talked to a guy from down in Phoenix couple of weeks ago, and he said it's just insane down there where they're just letting people flood in, letting them go. They're not even catching them. Remember, catch and release? They're not even catching them. They're just releasing them. I don't know if Jay is on there or not. If Jay wants to speak. What's his number? Oh, there he is. He pressed 1. All right, go ahead. I think that's him. There's Jay. Go ahead, Jay. I'm trying to get the governor on here from the Republic. Go ahead, Jay.
I got to tell you. But I believe
how you doing, Jay?
There's as much chance of this happening as there is someday people selling popsicles in hell. This just isn't going to happen. I'm sorry. I have no. I don't see any evidence of this. I don't see any possibility that this is going to happen. I'm going to just sit back and watch. But
yeah. So in your opinion, you don't think that. Yeah. Okay. Well, you don't see. Well, let's put it this way, Jay. Like 10 days ago, I did a podcast show, right? And I had guys on here from the Republic, and they said within the next 2 weeks, you're going to hear a major announcement over the internet, and of similar cause to. Rich was there. He heard it too. He heard it. He was talking to the chaplain from the Republic, and we had a prayer, and we prayed ourselves in and whatnot. And everyone asked him, "Look, can you give us some sort of time frame where we're going to start hearing something again?" And I was getting my reservations too. You can ask Peter, and he said within the next 2 weeks, and here we are, less than 10 days, bam.
So what is happening?
It's here.
Nothing.
Well, you're not going to see it on Fox News. Your opinion matters. You're obviously a brother in Christ, and your opinion matters, and you say you don't see it happen. What would convince you to see? What would you want? What would you expect to see in reality terms? Just say, what would you expect to see?
Well, they're talking about people being arrested. They're talking about, those who are behind the insurrection being held accountable. There's no evidence of any of this happening at all.
Okay. All right. That's fair. It's fair. It's fair for you to say that. But what evidence would convince you to say, wow, these guys were right, the Republic's being restored? You're saying see people arrested,
okay.
Maybe?
How about they start taking some of these people into custody?
Okay, arrested.
That would be evidence, maybe.
Yeah, okay. All right, arrested. All right. Do we have any patriots that do we have any? Has anybody? I think he named a few names off it that were arrested, actually. But I could look into that for you if you want. Give you some high-profile names. But if they went and put handcuffs on President Joe Biden right now, what do you think would happen?
Handcuffs, then maybe I'll say, okay, actually, there's something to this.
Yeah. I don't know. What do you think, Peter?
I think that Jay's muffled.
Yeah, muffled really bad, Jay. Yeah, he is really muffled. I didn't want to be rude.
I'm not sure what's going on.
There you go. Now I can hear you.
Right.
Yeah, now we can hear you. There you go.
Maybe the way I was holding the phone. But as you say, if Biden taken out of the White House in handcuffs, then we know something's going on.
If they did that, Jay, this country would fall apart. There'd be so much chaos. There'd be riots in every black neighborhood out there, every inner city. The military would be stretched so far thin we'd lose our country. It'd plunge into chaos because you have 70 million people that love them to death, right?
Well, maybe.
So how do you
know,
expect the country to be turned back to a legitimate government if that doesn't happen?
Well, you have to. You have what did he listen to the audio, Peter?
Yeah, I did. I listened to it.
Okay. All right. Well, basically, what they're saying they're going to do is they are going to start arresting these people, and they're going to bring the military in full force. And basically,
we've been hearing that for I don't know how many months.
Well, they haven't. I heard March 21st was the day. March 21st. That's what I've been hearing. I think I told you guys that around Christmas. You know.
Well, I thought Trump had control of the military. He doesn't turn it over legitimately under the Constitution until the 21st.
Yeah, and they could be negotiating until the last minute, right? That was my understanding. He doesn't get to Biden doesn't get full control of the military until the 21st. However, I'm not even sure that that's correct, but that's my understanding. Is that true? Yeah. Do we know anything about? Is that really absolutely true? I'm sending a text message right now. I got one guy. I've got a guy right here from the military on here right now, but he's stationed in a base. He's text messaging me right now. So this guy he's in the Navy. Excuse me. And then I got a retired Army general. I'm trying to get him, Paul Valet. I'm trying to get him on, but I don't think I can get him this late right now. But let me see something here real quick. I'm trying to get this guy from the Republic on to expand a little bit on what this stuff he's sending out. Peter, you got that link, right?
Yes.
What do you think of it? That link, that actual link that came out first.
Give me right now. I got somebody who's trying to get in here. What's the number of this program?
Oh, geez, I tell you that 50 times to you. It's 657.
Hold on. Yeah.
383-0616. You want me to text it to you?
No.
No. I'm trying to get the Republic guy in here. Now this is live now, everybody. Live. We're live on YouTube. I got Jay Bravone on. He says he said he'd like to see something happen, but he just doesn't buy into this talk because it's all conspiracy theories.
Well, Nancy Pelosi's scared to death. Nancy Pelosi's scared to death. She made a statement she doesn't want. She's just requested that they do not take these barriers down. Do not remove them. Do not remove the military. So they're afraid of something down there. And they're not putting barriers up around these towns where they're burning down federal buildings or down at the border. That's for sure. I got people down at the border in California that says chaos and disorder. They've arrested over 4. They caught 4 recently on the terror watch list coming through. And what they're doing is they're bringing these children in, and while the border patrol's becoming babysitters and grabbing these children, the real guys are sneaking across the border. That's what the hell's going on down there.
Yeah, I'm trying to find out right now. Okay. Where are all the rest Trump demands? All right, here we go. Let's see here. In releasing them, Trump's own handpicked intel chief, John Ratliff, acknowledged documents sourced to Russian intelligence might have been exaggerated and fabricated. Most of the pro-Trump Capitol. All right, here we go. We know about the people arrested after the Capitol riots. Most of the 120 arrests. Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to find some information about it. Jay was just on the arrests. You're right. There should be something posted somewhere on this, how you would imagine, or one of us would get it.
Tell Renee if he wants to speak. Renee, if you're listening and you want to speak, press 1, and you'll get in the host queue.
He's got to call the number, 657-383-0616, Peter. He's got the wrong number, probably. 657-383-0616. He's not on the queue. I can tell you that right now because I got about 12 callers on the queue and he's not there. So I know 6 of these guys that are on here. They're not going to talk. They're in the military.
Okay.
I'm trying to get the Republican people on here.
Yeah, I got a seal on there too.
Well, he's not on the queue, on the call queue. If he's not listening, if he's listening to the show number, I don't know. Hang on, I'm gonna send this guy a specific text right now. He can elaborate more. Let me see. He's the one. He's high up in the Republic, but Let's see. That's why when I put the word out when these guys are on here, I had the chaplain on here. I had the chaplain for the Republic on this podcast, and he was answering any questions that were out there for anybody. And you just couldn't get anybody to call in and ask the right questions. Press number 1. Press 1 here. Understanding the times in which we live today. If you can come on live, I have Dr. Peter Ventura here. I've got several members of the Republic on. Jay is on here. A couple other individuals, unknown numbers I see on here. We press 1. I seen there's Jay. Jay just dropped. Who's your guy? 267 maybe? Is that your area code guy, Peter?
I don't know, bro. I don't know.
All right, they got to press the number 1 if they want to talk. Battle for the Republic. I played the. They want me to play that one more time for everybody? I got a bunch of new callers on here right now. Let's play this here right now.
Jay said he got knocked off.
Jay got knocked off?
Yeah.
Well, I'll dial him back then. Hang on, and then I'll play the link one more time for everybody. And get your thoughts on this, please, because we've been talking about this for a while about, they're going to be – Trump has control of the military until the 21st, March 21st. We don't know how true that is. We did have the chaplain from the Republic on here, and he said within the next 2 weeks you're going to hear a major announcement. And I'm going to play that for you here in about only a few minutes long. Let me get Jay back on here first. I'm going to call him back, and I'll play that for everybody, and you tell me what you think here. I wish you had that other link you told me about there. I'm trying to connect. And while I'm playing that, I'll try to get the governor on. If I get Jay on here. Hey, Jay, you got knocked off?
Yeah, I did.
All right, I'm sorry about that. Anybody who wants to talk, though? Okay, anybody, I know we won't be too long on here. Anybody who wants to talk real quick, the number is 1. On your keypad, on your phone, press the number 1, and I'll patch you through live if you have a comment about Joe Biden making a threat towards Russia. Say that again, Peter, again. What did you hear tonight? He was on, actually, Fox News. Everybody believes the news, the Fox News, so he said he was going to go
Joe Biden said that Vladimir Putin is a killer, 20 elections. And the people said, well, what will be the consequences? And he says he'll see soon.
And this is right simultaneous, basically, when this stuff started coming out, where they're going to start using the military here to round people up. Not us, but the criminals. So I'll play that one more time per request. I got some people here who want to hear it, so I'm going to play that for them and we'll see how this pans out here, and then we'll take some questions. And if not, then we'll go ahead and it's amazing now the link is not popping. There it is. Okay. Those links disappear on you too, Peter. That's happened to us a few times. You post and then it goes, and then
Listen, I've had whole messages wiped off my phone, so
Yeah, I know.
Nothing.
There we go.
Patriots Street Fighters, here we are, round 2 tonight. It is now officially about 10:15 p.m. Central Time. It's 11:15 a.m. Eastern Time. Sorry that we decided to bring you back tonight. We had some breaking information that came out. I think it merits everybody getting this information out tonight ASAP. I just got off the phone about half an hour ago with Mike Adams. Again, most of you know who Mike is, but what I can tell you is that what Lynn Wood says is true is now true, which once again validates the information I've been giving you and the very reason why Lynn sent out that video from my November 12th broadcast to help people understand exactly what is going on in this military operation to bring down the cabal powers. So those validations continue to come in. Most important, what I got tonight is this, and I need everybody to listen very carefully because I know there's a lot of patriots on here, that you're loaded for bear. You think you're going to have to defend your position here in this country. You're going to need to get involved in what we know is coming. And I'm here to tell you the information that I got tonight, it is absolutely critical that all patriots stand down. This is not some type of, I don't want any bullshit shills coming in here and saying, oh, that's a strategy, that's a tactic. The most important thing we need to know right now, listen, this is coming from Mike Adams. Mike Adams has come to the conclusion that everything that I have been sharing with him is spot on. And he now has come to realize, has got some information that validates that Lynn Wood's information is true. The information I've been putting out here is true. These guys, our military, our soldiers, the Patriots, are in full control, and they are ready to deliver the justice that this country needs. So what they absolutely do not need is they don't need any Patriots showing up. They don't need Patriots getting involved in any operations, any of the cities where they are marshaling their forces and their equipment to handle not just the threats, but to take out this power structure on every level, anywhere they're going to operate. If you see military conducting actions, don't think you need to get involved on any level, because if you do and you decide you want to step out into the street or anywhere and kick some ass and help out, you may just suffer the same consequences that the insurrections are going to suffer, because they are going to deliver the pain. Any of these people step up, and I'm talking about the milquetoast, soy boy, pussy, BLM knuckleheads that are being used like cannon fodder and sheep that want to get out there, they're going to get mowed down. Any of these high-level ISIS-trained Antifa fighters, you can just basically understand anybody that steps in their way, they're going to be treated as such. If there's some innocent dipshit, well, none of those dipshits are innocent, they're going to have to take on the responsibility for their decisions. If they get in the way of what these guys are going to be doing, they will not survive it. So I'm giving you this fair warning. The Patriots, the most important thing you can do, and I know you folks send me messages all the time and you're ready to go. All I can tell you is this information I got tonight is what I've been saying. We need to stand down. We need to let the professionals who are trained specifically for this mission, they're not just sending our soldiers out there, the 25,000 that are in D.C. and all the others that are in cities around the country, they're not being sent in to say, okay, here's what I want you to do now. This is mission specific. All their operations are finely tuned and dialed in for everything that they need to do. They just need everybody to sit down, stay out of the way. If you are told to stay in your homes, if there is any type of local martial law, I have no idea what that looks like, if that's what it's going to be. But all I can say is follow instructions, stay inside, don't venture out, because you could also become a target for the bad guys who want to inflict damage. If they know they're backed into a corner and they're going to go down, they're going to look for any innocent target that they can possibly take out if they have nothing to lose. And when they get cornered, believe me, they're going to be in a position where they're going to have nothing to lose. So I implore you. This really.
All right. Okay. All right. That information, we don't play the second half of that because basically it says the same thing over. I think I got somebody else here who wants to chip in here. We'll see. 267, area code 267. Go ahead. Go ahead. You're on live.
Hello. How are you?
How you doing?
I'm okay. I was just listening to you guys' show. I just called in, so I'm not really sure exactly what you guys were talking about.
Okay.
But I was just listening to what the guy was saying, and you guys were talking about the military and that the Patriots need to stand down. So I just have a few questions.
Sure.
Unfortunately, everybody has a different interpretation of a patriot. And who do you guys think that the military are being? Who do you think they are targeting?
Well, the military they're going to target the deep state, basically the people that are behind basically the vaccination stuff, like the Bill Gates, those types of people. Now, Peter, you want to help me out on this? Who do you think they're going to go after? What the Republican told us earlier in the other podcasts. Peter, you there with me? Okay, he was.
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah. Go ahead. We got a caller here. Just got a couple questions. Who do you think Who do you think she's talking about? They're going to round up and arrest.
Well, but what I've heard is that they are going to, after these people who are the corrupt, who are behind this new world order. That's basically who they're going to round up.
Yeah,
that's
the bankers and whatnot.
Yeah, but I mean, the people that are behind the new world order, like they're not going to be out on the street protesting or anything like that. So if the military are going into certain areas or neighborhoods, you're not going to find those type of people there.
No, but they'll find provocateurs there, though. They'll find paid provocateurs, people that are going to put the bombs, like the pipe bombs, like they did at the Capitol on January 6th. The people that hid the pipe bombs on the steps and whatnot. Those are the people that were there. Because if they would have moved forward and arrested Nancy Pelosi, let's just say, and all the rest of the what's his name, the other Republican guy that's in charge there, because it's not Republican Democrat here. It's the Republicans and Democrats. They're both criminals. They were going to arrest them all. Right. And if they would have did that, they had the false flag already set up. But Trump and the Secret Service and all the other patriots that were there, not the provocateurs now, the patriots, the people that knew what was going on, that were going to, that were doing the right thing for all the people across the country. Not the Proud Boys or anything like that. I'm not talking about that nonsense, or anybody else that's a provocateur. But I'm talking about if they were going to arrest them and take them into custody, because there's a jail in that building. There's a jail that is built for that specific reason. If they were to take them into custody, then they were going to the provocateurs were going to light those pipe bombs and create a false flag, and then that would have been total chaos. And so we found out about that, and everybody stood down, and that's why it turned into that sloppy mess that you saw on January 6th. But then Plan B took off, which would mean that then now these people start getting exposed, and they start exposing themselves. Okay, and now we know who they are even more. Like, for instance, this Fauci guy or whatever his name is, the guy for the vaccines, for this COVID fake nonsense that he's promoting, which this just came out an hour ago that you guys are going to start learning, the American public is going to start learning they've been lied to totally about the vaccination process and does the vaccine help. There's going to be serious side effects to this vaccination. That just came out an hour ago. You can go to Infowars.com and see that story, actually. So, and Jay, you could testify to that about COVID also, not to take away from the caller's questions, but you could testify to that. You've dealt with COVID personally, firsthand with the doctors. Am I correct, Jay?
Yeah, I don't know if you're still hearing me or not, but
yeah,
there is a lot of misinformation out there on COVID. There's a difference between dying with COVID or dying from COVID. Probably about 50% they say 500,000 people have died somewhat related to COVID, whether it's with or of. But really about half of those numbers are fake.
Really?
From the research that I'm seeing, anyway.
Yeah, and how do you know this? And how do you know? Who do you deal with to verify this?
Oh, this is all research I've been doing over the past 7 or 8 months. So there's a lot of people who you can follow who have that. Ivor Cummings is somebody that publishes out some great research. There's a fella, the Ethical Skeptic, publishes a bunch of research. There's a lot of people out there who know a lot about what's going on. COVID is a bad flu, but it generally affects those who, in terms of worse than a flu, it could affect those who are, let's say, over 70 years old who have comorbidities. But right now, the recovery rate is 99.9% for those that are not in those age groups. And for those, let's say, above 65 or 70, the survival rate is 99.5%. So, what we're seeing out there with mask wearing doesn't do anything. All the studies out there that are reputable show that mask wearing is not effective. All the studies that are reputable out there show that lockdowns are actually worse for us than not having a lockdown. There's all kinds of deaths happening throughout the world because of starvation as a result of lockdowns. And I can go on and on and on with this. I will say this: COVID can be serious for certain people, but for most of the people, it's just like a flu.
Well, I do understand the issues with the COVID vaccination and the agenda that they are trying to push. But getting back to the military, me personally, I think the military needs to attack the BLM movement. And the reason why I say that, I live in Philadelphia, and every place that I see in Philadelphia where, quote unquote, gentrification is existing, those are the areas where I see the spray painting the BLM movement, the Breonna Taylor. Like, these are not black people or people of color that are doing these things. These are people that are affiliated with this BLM movement that really doesn't represent the name that they're supposed to represent. Me personally, I think they are a part of a terroristic organization or existing. I don't know who they are being funded by. You know, there's so many things out there by Soros, et cetera, et cetera. I think they should be targeted. These are the people that are helping to upset America and playing the race card to get people to fight amongst themselves so that these elitists can do what they are doing. I get a lot of slack because I think Trump is funny. He's hilarious to me. I may not agree with everything, but I do agree with a lot of his policies. I really do. And for me to be a person of color, I get a lot of backlash because of that, because I support a lot of the things that he's doing. At the end of the day, I am a patriot. I do understand what's going on in America. I do understand how they are trying to take our rights and censor us and, you know, flood our country with immigrants that, you know, it's just not right.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. You're absolutely correct, and you see how they're targeting the whites and the blacks towards each other and funneling the hatred of the groups out there to attack each other and divide the country, because that's the worst thing that for them is to see the people unite and stand up against evil and tyranny. That's the worst thing. So they need everyone divided. They need us arguing about silly little things about history that we don't even know is true. You know, because it's written by some other group of people that's dotted in the books for us to study and for them to misinterpret. And by the time we get it, it's so much filled with lies and discord that we don't know what to believe, but yet we're angry at each other for something that really never happened. You know, I mean, it's insane.
I mean, at the end of the day, we have to make sure that, you know, our rights are being preserved and that this country do not get infiltrated with people that don't. Listen, America, United States, we have our issues. The slavery and everything, granted, is there. But also we have to understand that Biden is not good for this country. He's not good for this country at all. The things that are being done at this point is ridiculous.
I know. The economy was so good.
Crazy because if I talk to a person of color and I express my views, like I actually had a white girl at work call me a racist because I support Trump. I thought that was the most hilarious thing ever. I agree with a lot of Trump policies. I really do. But also I like the fact that, you know, he's not a politician. He's a business person. And a lot of people are like, oh, he's racist. I'm like, listen, you can say what he wants. He's a businessman. In order for him to win, everybody got to work and everything got to go according to plan. He's a business person. I'd rather deal with that. And he's done a lot for all different types of people because he looked at it as a business.
Yeah. Well, basically what we're trying to get at here is, from what I was informed, is that the Republic has been saying this for quite some time, and there's people getting frustrated because they're saying, you've been saying this for a while, and some of it's come true, but a lot of it hasn't. And basically, like I said, less than 10 days ago, we had some people from the Republic, the original Republic from which this government was intended to be before it became incorporated and sold and bought out by the Federal Reserve Act, and then crowned a success in 1933. And then we know what's happened since then, the Civil Rights Movement, everything, and the 14th Amendment, how it's enslaved us, and it didn't free anybody, it enslaved us more, and how they codified all the laws and whatnot. And these people are the Republic. And when the Republic was reinstated internationally, it has international standing, okay, back in 2009 it was, I believe, 2009. That's when they went to The Hague and the World Bank, and they got international standing. And then when they served all 50 governors with the letters to stand down or be arrested. Now, arrest and custody are two different words. So they we're going to arrest you, and they did nothing. They ignored them. After 3 days, that the Republic was re-inhabited, and then the military was going to get involved. And Obama was president at that time, so everyone was emotionally charged up. Oh, we got our first black man as a president, and we can't do this, and America's healing, and we are changed. Remember that? We're going to change. What changed? Nothing. Nothing changed. And so, the military stood back, and everybody stood down. Okay, and Obama went after the Republic. The president at that time was arrested. I mean, they went after him. So the military stood down. Imagine if the military got on the 6 o'clock news and said, "We're taking over this country right now. This is what's happening," and you try explaining what you know. to the people out there that are playing basketball, playing football, going to rock concerts, going to rap concerts, going whatever, just dancing, having fun, just a general dumbed-down public out there. Imagine if the military did that. People would go crazy. They wouldn't know what to do, right?
I served in the
crazy.
Air Force. I was military police. I was out at Fort Ellsworth in South Dakota for a lot of years, so I understand what you're saying. But at the end of the day, I just think that, I was hearing one of the guys saying that, telling the Patriots to stand down because the military is coming in, but the military need to come for the right people. You understand what I'm saying? Like, they need to come for the right people.
Yeah. They will. Listen, the military, these are not just regular soldiers that are going to be doing this. And there's bad apples in every single bushel. We know that. There's bad apples everywhere we go.
Right.
And in all different colors, white, black, everywhere. Listen, that's just the way life is. That's the human race. Welcome to the world. But there are a lot of good, and good will overcome darkness. There's no place for light in a room of darkness, or no place for darkness in a room of light, I guess you could say. Maybe I said it backwards. I don't know. But the thing of it is that good will prevail if we allow it to. And those of us that are good out there, like you yourself and the people on this call and the people that are listening and people that are inspiring the message out there to keep it going for the Republic to stay alive. And this isn't a phony message. We really did get these messages that we can have some sort of awakening in this world. Whether spiritual, physical, whatever have you, the realm that we go to whatever jurisdiction we choose is going to be up to us. We're going to have a choice here, and which way are we going to go? You see where we're going right now. You just said it yourself. Everything that Biden is doing is bad. Look what's going on. Our country cannot survive 4 years with these policies. It cannot. And where are we going to go if America falls? Where are we going to go? You want to go to China? You want to go to Russia? Not me. I don't want to see America turn into that. So what are we going to do? We got to fight together here to do the right thing and put all our little differences aside in our beliefs that aren't fundamentally challenging for the rest of us in America and stand up for what's right. Okay, and then guess what? When we get that what's right in place for once, maybe all the other stuff will fall in line. Trust me. And that's how I've examined it. Yeah. That's how I see it.
I agree. Most people need to come together as Americans and, and fight for what's right. That's how I see it. Everybody has to come together as Americans.
Yeah. You can't legislate morality, Peter would say, right? You can't legislate morality, but can we have an awakening? Some sort of spiritual awakening, no matter what it may be, and come to some common ground here. We know the foundations of this country. Look, I hear you said you're a woman of color. Okay. Well, you know what I hear people of color say, and I'm sure the people on the call here can say that, is they always say, America's not mine. I wasn't a part of it because I wasn't sitting at the table in the beginning. Well, a lot of people weren't sitting at the table, neither was I, as a matter of fact. I wasn't sitting at the table. And the thing of it is that the idea of the Constitution of everyone having the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, no matter where you come from, what background, is what that meant. Now, like you said, there's been a lot of wrongs. You had slavery. You have capitalism by imperialism. You've got everything there's a lot of things that are wrong. But if the idea of freedom is so contagious that it can overcome evil, and that's what it's proven throughout the years. But right now we're sinking. We're sinking because we're into this mindset that the government's going to give us everything for free. We need more government. I want the government under my bed every night protecting me. Come on, man. Come on. What's going on here? Why are people so blinded that we can't see common logic no more or have these conversations, not just because you're agreeing with me, but because it's right and it logically makes common sense. You just can't have that conversation with anybody anymore out there. You see the hate. You said you were called a racist because you support Trump. What sense does that make? And I bet that person has so much evil in their eye that they were the racist. They were the racist.
And
the
funny,
thing is,
it came from a white girl. It came from a white girl. It literally blew my head away. I'm like, really? Listen, at the end of the day, when I watched the debate with Trump and Biden, Trump literally said, I ran for office because of him, because they was doing Americans wrong, telling us, listen, we could deal with the racism and all the other stuff at another time, but we need to come together as Americans and protect our country, because we all going to lose one way or the other. We all going to lose. Bottom line, that's how I see it. He's flooding these borders with all these immigrants coming in. Unfortunately, people of color, we're already dealing with things. Do you want to be more at the bottom of the pool by letting them in? They coming in. We don't know what their health status is. Like, it's ridiculous.
It is.
To me, the Democrats always put pacifiers in people of color mouths. They don't encourage them to better themselves. They want them to rely on the system and encourage, and always use the race card. Like, get out of here. You know what I'm saying? You have good cops, you got bad cops. You're going to have good, bad, and everything. Like, that's just what it is. But
listen, I'm a white guy. I got beat up by the police. I got kidnapped by the Wallingford police when I was a kid. I got dragged down a dirt road, beaten up for 30 minutes. Let me tell you, so there's bad cops. You're absolutely right. Does race play a factor in it? You're darn right. There's a lot of white cops out there that can't stand blacks, and they'll pull them over and beat them up and haul them off to jail just because of their skin color. You're absolutely right. There is. But we have a system in place that could fix it if we'd all stick together and do the right thing. And restore our republic the right way. And that's what we're going to do. But these people that are elite upper echelons that we're talking about here tonight, the Bill Gates, that can't stand all of us, no matter what color we are, because we're bottom feeders and they want to control us, those are the people that they're coming after. They're going to come after those people because they're the ones that are killing us off slowly but surely, and they want a 500 million population around this globe, and they want their one world order, and they're going to get it if we don't stand up and fight against it. But it's late, and I asked a few people to come on, so closing thoughts to everybody here, just did a show here, because I can't get my Republic people on here. But I'm glad that people that did tune in. Just final thoughts. I know, Jay, you have your doubts about everything. You want to go first?
Yeah, I guess I'll just say, what I said before. I see no evidence of anything good like this coming. We've heard it for weeks or months, and all I see happening is that the Democrats are solidifying their power more and more. You got H.R. 1 coming in. They're going to make it impossible, if that gets passed, for us to have free and fair elections. It's already doubtful whether we have those anyway. But, they're going to be doing that. They're passing new taxes and taxing us to death. The borders are wide open. There's nothing stopping the inflow of illegal immigrants coming into the country, and on it goes. I see nothing stopping the flood of liberal policies that are destroying the country. So, we talk about this movement that's coming. We talk about these arrests. There's been nothing made. I don't know how anybody can believe this stuff. I'm sorry. I just don't believe it. It seems pretty clear to me. It's at best wishful thinking at this point.
Okay. All right. Well, that's your entitled to your opinion, and hopefully though you have faith in for the good people that are out there doing what they're doing. I mean, go to the republic.org.
Oh yeah. Hey, listen, I'm all for people who want to restore our nation and have it be back to the type of republic it should be. But I see evil so far advanced now that it's just not going to happen in the next couple of weeks. That's for sure.
What do you think you should do? What's your part in the republic? What is your part? You say, what can you think you can do, or what do you advise other people to do along with you? Because you're on a local level. Just say locally, what can you do? Because we've had this conversation before. What can we do to fix everything? Because we can complain about it all day long. What do you think we can do?
Well, I think people have to fight against things like H.R. 1. That will make it impossible for us to have a fair election. Again, I think we have to hold our local officials accountable when it comes to election fraud. We have to stand up for, voter ID laws, things like that. That would be a start. We have to, write our congressmen and so forth and let them know, let our voices know. I will say this. I think Christians all over the country who are still locked down, Christian pastors all over the country, they ought to immediately call their congregations back to church. And, if fines and arrests and so forth are threatened and come, listen, I didn't see Daniel trying to get permission to go to pray. When Nebuchadnezzar threatened. Christians have got to start standing for the gospel and so forth. I think we all ought to be praying. And there may be some other things. These are just quickly off the top of my head, some of the things that we have to do. But I see our situation very dire. It's very depressing. But we need voices. I'll tell you that. We need voices for the gospel of Jesus Christ, and we need voices to stand up against the tyranny that's coming in as a flood. People can't be fearful, and I see a lot of people fearful of standing for truth.
Hey, there you go. Before I get to 267, their final thoughts of what you think, because I'll give you the final thought. But Peter, what do you think? Give us some motivation here. That was pretty grim, but it was true though. Go ahead, if he's there. Peter, you there? Peter. Okay,
yes,
maybe he's
I'm
not
here.
there. All right, go ahead. Give me some final thoughts.
I had muted myself. I think that what Jay says has a lot of validity, and I think that we were cyber-opped. We were fed so much disinformation about so many subjects and so many things that nobody really knew what the truth is, and that's the problem. So anything that comes out that's true is a problem. But one thing that's definitely true is Biden did say that Vladimir Putin's a killer. He interfered with our election, and that he's going to. And they asked him what the consequences are going to be, and they told him he said that he's going to find out soon. And so I'm not quite sure what that meant, how he's going to find out, whether it's militarily, financially. I just don't know. But I do know this. And that may go back to Biden's son in Russia and the connections up in there. But who knows? But a lot of bad things have happened in our country, a lot of dishonesty. People are standing for what they call the Democratic Party. And my problem with, I'm a Christian and I only know two parties, the saved and the unsaved. But in our nation, my problem becomes when somebody tells me they're a Democrat. My problem is they're all politicians, whether you're a Republican or a Democrat, but they're allowing the killing of millions and millions of children being aborted, not only in the United States, but supporting it around the world. Don't want to build our border wall, but want to send money to Saudi Arabia and other countries to build border walls. And so there's something very cynical and evil going on. And the Bible says that, it all goes downhill. It's not evolution, it's devolution, and it all goes downhill. And as Jay said, people in America need to get on their knees. They need to reach out to God. They need to repent. They need to pray for this country. They need to pray that God would have his way with this country and that he would spare this country at the judgment that's coming, because I can't see things continuing in the manner they're going. We've become Sodom and Gomorrah. And I can't see things going in this country the way it is. For any pastors that are out there listening, your job is to preach the gospel of Jesus Christ. Your job is to give people hope in the Lord Jesus Christ and to bring them to prayer for our nation. That's what we need to do. And if anybody's out here listening, they don't know who Jesus Christ is, which I wouldn't believe, but it's time to get right with the Lord. Today's the day of salvation. Tomorrow's not promised. 5,000 people get blasted off the face of the earth every year by lightning. Never thought they'd be gone. And so, it's time for a sinner to get right and to put some faith put their faith in the only Savior, because your government's not going to save you. Rome was one of the greatest military powers. Alexander the Great was a great military power. And the truth of the matter is that none of their weapons saved them. It's God who's going to save our nation. And that's where we have to put our faith.
Hey,
that's all I have to say.
Powerful. Yeah, there you go. The female there on there, 267. Go ahead. I'll give you some final thoughts. Thanks for calling in tonight. I wasn't expecting your call. I was actually waiting for a couple people from the Republic to tune in, but it's so late, and I got this information late, so I just wanted to put it out there. But that's what I like to do. But you know the show, understand the times in which you live today. But go ahead, take a few minutes, say whatever you want to say, please, to the people that will listen to this in archive. And believe me, a lot of people will wake up tomorrow and tune into this show on the archive. Trust me. Go ahead.
Well, the only thing that I would say is that we need to find a way to get Biden out of office. And also, we have to be aware of what's really going on and prepare ourselves. We need to arm ourselves. We need to prepare ourselves to make sure we have food, supplies, and everything that we need in the event that there are any type of power outages or, if a famine was to come. Because I think all these things are coming. So we have to protect ourselves, make sure we have everything that we need, and also be in a position to arm ourselves and protect ourselves if need be, because that's what's coming down the line. You know, we have to make sure we have enough food, flashlight, batteries. Like, we have to really be able to, because it's coming. It's definitely coming.
Yeah, you don't see nothing good coming, huh? I mean, you don't see us waking up and saying, "Hey, we are the world, and it's all big and better." We see bad things coming, huh?
Well, I'm not being totally, negative, but I do see some things that are happening that's going to come, and we need to prepare ourselves. That's all I'm saying. Like, I'm not totally pessimistic, but it is what it is. Like, we have to understand what's happening. We got all of these different immigrants coming in here that going to be catch and release. Things going to happen. Crime going to get crazy. I see it in the urban communities. I see it. So we have to be able to protect ourselves. I think it's going to be, an issue with food. We have to prepare ourselves. But also,
imagine being a single mother with 3 children in the urban community there, and you see what's happening, like you said, and now they're talking about taking away your right to protect yourself, taking away your Second Amendment rights. That's got to be the scariest thing in the world. I mean, it's terrible.
The thing, like, listen, I'm going to a gun show at the end of this month. They're having it 26, 27, 28, and I think it's Morgan, PA. Like, people have to be aware. Like, people just can't rely. They have to educate themselves. You can't, like, a lot of people, especially people of color, they're Democrats. And if they really understood their history and knew the difference, they wouldn't be Democrats. So a lot of people are not consciously or not aware of what's going on. So if you're not aware, you can't arm yourself by any means. And that's what we need to do. And be able to defend yourself, because it's about to get crazy. It's about to get real crazy.
And the thing of it is, though, is I see so many people of color that are awake and they supported Trump, but yet the news media depicts it like not one person of color or Hispanic or Asian supported Trump. They all hated him. And that's not what I see. That's not what I see.
What I
mean, what's going on?
Like, to me, in my opinion, I think Trump had more black supporters than what he's been given credit for. You understand?
Yeah.
Because a lot of people do agree with what he's saying. Also, in their business, like, you have people that have jobs and businesses, and want to see jobs back into our own country. People that are paying attention. And not only that, to me, the Democrats, they're like a pacifier. I have a problem if I'm working hard and I'm doing everything I need to do, and then you sitting here and you live across the street and you just living off the system and ain't trying to better yourself. Like, that's the problem. People need to get out and work. Democrats don't push that. You understand? And it stagnates people. In order for the nation to run effectively, like, a lot of black people say he's racist. You know what I say? I don't care if he's racist. It is what it is. You have football team owners that are racist. But guess what? They hire black people to make sure they win that Super Bowl. Like, it is what it is. Like, it is what it is. As long as we all functioning, he has done a lot for black America than any president has done. You understand? At least we know where he at. Like, I love him. I think he's arrogant. I think he frustrates the Democrats, and he can't be brought out.
Yeah, that's true. I did know. Yeah, I like that too. He says what's on his mind, and even if it's offensive sometimes. Hey, but hey, I want to thank you. It's late. I want to thank you, everyone that did call in tonight. And I did see a lot of people on the call queue, and it's late. They probably got the phone up and they can't talk because they'll wake everybody up in the house. But that's fine. That's okay. Understanding the times in which we live today. Thank you so much. I appreciate. I really do. I appreciate you guys tuning in. Let's see. What do I got here? I got something I've got about a minute here about the New World Order. So maybe I'll play that one here. It's pretty good. It goes for the times that we play. It's about a minute long, so I'll play that one about the New World Order.
The New World Order, I've analyzed it from every angle. I've analyzed every facet of it. They are not going to be able to get away with getting the New World Order off the ground. There is no way that they are going to be able to set up this open world government, openly ruled by a private banking cartel that taxes and regulates every facet of our lives without staging terror or a huge war. Period. And again, thousands of pieces of data and research go into. People ask me, well, how do you know this? How do you understand this? You just have to have your head in the game 15, 16, 17, 18 hours a day, studying the enemy to be able to understand the basics. Or many of you that have been listening to this show for many years, or who have worked in government, or who are historians in your own right, who have been doing some of the same research, you understand why. And, you know, I can oversimplify all of it, but there's just so many nuances that add into the total.
All right, everybody, good night. Be safe out there. God bless the Republic.